guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Adele Talks Real Madrid, and on today's episode, we are going to be talking about RODRYGO's situation at Real Madrid. You know, there have been news linking him to Premier League clubs. We are going to have discussion about all that and the news so far. Also, we are going to be talking about Vinicius Junior's contract renewal at Real Madrid. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Subscribe to this channel, share, and then let us begin. RODRYGO's situation at Real Madrid is something that has been on my mind for some time now, and I can't help but talk about it. So, you know, since RODRYGO arrived at Real Madrid, he has been an integral part of Real Madrid. Most of our games, RODRYGO started alongside Vinicius Junior, and he has proven to be a very good player, a very talented player. But it seems all these has taken a turn since the arrival of Xabi Alonso. You can clearly see that RODRYGO is not a part of Xabi Alonso's plan. Let's look at since Xabi Alonso arrived. Since Xabi Alonso arrived at Real Madrid, right? So we played the Club World Cup. That is 6 games. And out of the 6 games, could you believe that RODRYGO played just 91 minutes? The whole 6 games, RODRYGO played just 91 minutes. RODRYGO, that was an undisputed starter. That sometimes plays a full game for 90 minutes. Played just 91 minutes for the whole 6 games. That is like averaging 15 minutes per game. And you can see that he's clearly not part of his plans, and now his future at Real Madrid is in doubt. Let's look at our game versus Osasuna. Real Madrid versus Osasuna, our very first La Liga game. Personally, I wanted RODRYGO to start, but RODRYGO didn't start. Brahim Diaz started, and we were all expecting RODRYGO to come on after Brahim Diaz is subbed off. But guess what? RODRYGO wasn't on, but Franco Mastantuono was on. So that should tell you clearly that he is not a part of Xabi Alonso's plan. People who are close to him are saying he has told the club that he wants to stay and fight for his position, and he still thinks he can still thrive in the team. There have been some magical nights at Real Madrid that you can't speak about it without talking about RODRYGO. The quarterfinals versus Chelsea in 2022. RODRYGO scored the equalizer at that semi-finals versus Manchester City. When he came on, he scored a brace to make sure Real Madrid proceeds to the final stage of the competition, even before Benzema's penalty. If he had not scored that brace, that wouldn't have been possible. There has been news that some big Premier League clubs are interested in RODRYGO. I think there's a news of Arsenal and then Manchester City. I learned Savino is making a move to Spurs. So if that is possible and Savino is able to move to Tottenham, it means Manchester City is going to come for RODRYGO. But as it stands now, that is not confirmed, and then there hasn't been any news from the player's side. The only thing we've heard is the player is saying he wants to stay at Real Madrid. He's happy at Real Madrid, and he thinks he can genuinely fight for his position in the starting lineup or fight for his right place at Real Madrid again. Look at the game he played against Osasuna. His reaction on bench really broke my heart, and it's so sad to see him in such a state. Just the facial expression alone, it was that feeling of being at a place where you are not needed, or that feeling of trying to fit into a place where you are not recognized, or something like you are channeling an unsolicited energy to something that no one has called you. If there is any other news about RODRYGO's situation, I'm going to let you guys know about it as soon as I hear it, probably on my YouTube channel or on my social media handles. So basically that is it about the RODRYGO situation. It's very sad. Now moving on from RODRYGO's story to the Vinicius Junior salary saga. This is what is actually happening right now. So Vinicius Junior's contract renewal with Real Madrid is at a standstill right now. There are no negotiations going on. This is the reality of the matter. So Vinicius Junior is demanding a 30 million salary. That is 20 million base pay plus 10 million bonuses. And the club is also saying they are going to give him 20 million without bonuses. And so because of that, the back and forth, Vinicius Jr. and his agents have decided to pause the negotiation with Real Madrid and just continue with the season. So this is my honest thought about it, and let me just bring it out. So for my thoughts on this saga, if Vinicius Jr. was to request this 30 million at the end of the 2023-2024 season, it would have been a fair thing to do. I don't think it would have been a lot of issues for the club because it was at his best season. That was the season where Vinicius Jr. did all he could to win as much as possible titles for the club. His performance was so good. People all over the world, including rival fans, cheered him up. And it would have been a fair time to make that point to end that salary. But now let's look at Vinicius Jr.'s performance from the 2024-2025 season. Last season, things weren't that good for Vinicius Jr. His performances were not that good as compared to the previous season. And even in preseason, nothing really shows that we are getting the Vinicius Jr. that we used to know back. And so it will become very difficult for the club to renew your contract with that salary that he is requesting. Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid have a very good relationship. Vinicius Jr. and Florentino Perez have a very, very, very good relationship. Since his arrival at the club has supported him. Even though he wasn't really matured, he wasn't really that good, the club supported him throughout. His performances helped him to become the Vinicius Jr. that we know today. So you can say for a matter of fact that Real Madrid has been very, very patient with Vinicius Jr. There is no club that will be that patient with a player that is not performing well, or a player that is not consistent, or a player that is not matured enough. You'll probably be sold off or taken off to loan, and then it will become a long story. So Vinicius Jr. has that very, very good relationship with Real Madrid, and I think that yes, he deserves to earn the 30 million. He has done a lot for the club. You know, our two Champions League campaigns, Vinicius Jr. has been a very, very crucial part of those successes. So with him pausing the negotiation, I think that should be a motivation to Vinicius Jr. to put up a very best performance of his this season. And then it will become a very fair point or an ideal thing for him to request for that 30 million. I doubt whether it would be rejected if he's able to put up the performance that we saw in the 2023-2024 footballing season. Yeah, so that is it about Vinicius Jr.'s salary saga with Real Madrid. I said earlier that Vinicius has a very, very good relationship with Florentino Perez and the club, and I don't think the salary is going to be something that is going to actually drive Vinicius Jr. away and all that. And you know, Vinicius Jr. is a people's person. I love Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid fans love Vinicius Jr. The club love Vinicius Jr. And of course, Florentino Perez loves Vinicius Jr. You can see this from the amount of money they spent on him to bring him from Brazil throughout his development process, even throughout the racist period, those racist chants in various games and various matches. You can see clearly how the club supported Vinicius Jr. Even just look at the Ballon d'Or saga. Real Madrid as a football club did not show up at the ceremony because Vinicius Jr. was robbed. That should tell you the kind of relationship Vinicius Jr. as a player has with Real Madrid, with the club, and then with the board. So again, I'll say this again, that I don't think this salary or financial issues is going to become something that will be a problem to let Vinicius Jr. leave Real Madrid. He's in the best football club in the world. I remember watching his documentary and he said he feels home as the Bernabeu than home. Like his whole life, he feels like this is home. That documentary, if you've not watched it, make sure you watch Vinicius Jr. on Netflix. You are going to learn a lot about him and you are going to love him for the player he is. This brings us to the end of today's episode of Adele Talks Real Madrid. I'm sure you enjoyed this video very much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Also, don't forget to set the notifications on so that when there's a new video, you will be the first to know. On our next episode, we are going to be doing a match preview of Real Madrid versus Real Oviedo, and you do not want to miss it. Our next game is on Sunday, and the video will be posted soon. So see you soon, and that's the last thing to say. Hello Madrid!